There it is. There it is.
What is up, guys, and welcome back. We got a crazy video coming at you guys. Do me a favor, comment ice fishing. Comment ice fishing below on this video. But all right, guys, let's get into this. Be careful out there, guys. The ice is not safe. This weather has been so inconsistent. I literally will get ice for like a day that I can go fish, and then it just becomes crap. Turns into absolute slush, or it just disappears within like 24 hours because like right now it's like 17 degrees and I can't go ice fishing because it was just like 60 degrees. And then tomorrow it's gonna be cold, but then after that it's gonna be like 55 degrees again. Not making any sense. But for some reason, people are still driving vehicles on the ice. I'm gonna be honest, I've never driven a vehicle on the ice, and I've been on like a 1.5 foot ice before. I'm not driving my damn truck on the ice. It ain't happening. But a 62-year-old ice angler decided that it would be a good idea to drive his Jeep Cherokee on Puckaway Lake. I might be saying that wrong. Puckaway Lake, I think is how you pronounce it, in Wisconsin. And that's what's insane. You'd think Wisconsin would have good ice right now, but from what I'm hearing, it's spotty. It's definitely spotty. This guy called off work, went fishing, decided to drive his Jeep on the ice. I wonder if he even checked the ice thickness. You guys, you gotta check the ice thickness, especially when the weather's back and forth like this. Always check. I don't take anything for granted. I spud bar, or I chisel everything until I'm comfortable and until I know where it's safe, especially if it's like early ice or late ice or like weather like this. It's just so inconsistent. Puckaway Lake's a 5,000 acre lake. It's been pretty cold up there, but I guess they had a weekend of like in the 50s, 55s, and that's when this guy went. There was 4 inches of ice. 4 inches of ice is not that much ice. That's definitely not enough ice to drive your car on. I would definitely not risk driving your car. 4 is where I'm absolutely comfortable. Like 4 inches of clear ice is where I feel completely comfortable, like even like being on, just me, like setting up my shanty and stuff. I'll fish right around 3. Even a hair under 3, I will go fish. But I'm not going to sit in one spot a lot. Like I'm not going to leave my shanty out there with the heater for a long time. But at 4 inches, I'm pretty comfortable setting up all day with my heater in my shanty, not necessarily moving. And yeah, but I'm not driving a vehicle on 4 inches of ice. That is insane. Some people say 6, I think, safe for a small car. I don't even know if I would do that. I'm probably going to need at least a foot to want to drive my car out there. The state of Wisconsin DNR says 9 inches of ice is required to safely drive a small SUV on the ice. So this guy went out on 4. That's absolutely insane. It's impressive that he even made it out there. There's actually video of this incident because the guy was like watching the 63-year-old man like get prepared to take his Jeep out there on the ice. So he started filming. I don't know if that's what I would have done. I would have probably drove over there or walked over there and been like, hey dude, like this ice is not safe for your vehicle. You should probably just walk out there. But he didn't do that. He decided just to record. Guy went out there and had been fishing all day. So he managed to go out there, drive his car out there, and then fish all day, which is extremely impressive on just 4 inches. After a few hours of fishing, he tried to drive back to shore. Ice gave way beneath him when he was about 75 yards short. So he only had about 75-yard drive to make it back. At which point the driver, scrambles to get out the car. Guy was the only car out there. You think that would kind of be a red flag. Dang Jeep punched through the ice. Luckily, this man was rescued. And he was unharmed. Guy managed to get out. He's lucky that there were people there watching, even though they probably should have prevented him from driving out there on the ice in the first place. But guy's lucky. Could have been a lot worse. I've gone through the ice a couple times, nothing too serious. Like usually just like, up my legs, maybe past my waist a little bit. Never in that crazy deep water or anything. One time was deeper, but just like one leg punched through. It wasn't that bad. I got out easy. But I feel like a car would be a lot harder to get out, especially if you're not paying attention and you just like you panic or something and you don't get out quick enough and it actually sinks. That'd be crazy. He's lucky he got out. Luckily, a car doesn't typically just sink right away. You usually have like at least 30 seconds to a few minutes to get out. But yeah, don't drive your freaking cars on 4 inches of ice. I just saw this other video, which I'll go ahead and play a clip of, where this couple was like driving. You could see where the ice just changed. It was like a gap, like in the ice. It's like this happens on bigger lakes typically.
Trying to get across, and there's a bigger ridge than we've seen in any of the ridges. Oh, it looks frightening. Why are you slowing down?
Too much ice forms and it makes like a fault, and that all freezes quick, but it's usually not as strong as the rest of the ice. And they could see it, and you could tell they were worried, but they drove right up to it. And then for some reason the guy slowed down. I don't know if I would have slowed down. I would have probably just like freaking sent it. Either way, you're probably going in though. And just plunged right in, and the video just like cuts out. Pretty crazy stuff. Hopefully those guys were okay. I just don't understand I wonder if that guy even, I wonder if the first guy like even checked the thickness of the ice, because the second case is a little different. Like they were on good ice and then they got to where there was just like a section of bad ice. They kind of got trapped out there. They must have been out there for a while. Pretty wild. And like every freaking year, it seems like the ice season is getting sketchier and smaller. You hear about people going in all the time now. When I first started ice fishing, like I'm in West Virginia. And I had ice for weeks. Now it's like I'm lucky to get like a week or two. I mean, there's been a couple years where I got it for months, but it seems like every year is a little sketchier. Last year we only got like maybe a week of ice, even in PA, maybe 2 weeks, and it was hairy the whole time, just melting around you while you're out there. Like that's when stuff goes wrong. That ice, because it doesn't always uniformly freeze. If there's like a warm pocket, or if there's like a spring fed, or if there's a creek coming in, it's not uniform. So it needs to be really cold to where you get a good layer across everything to be fully safe. And then when it starts melting, if it's melting, rehardening, it creates these soft spots that you can't really necessarily see when it's melting too. Like the water gets on top of the ice and you start getting all this sagging, and like the ice just like turns to Swiss cheese, and then it refreezes, but it's not as hard. It's just, I hate when it's this kind of weather. I want it to get below freezing and just stay below freezing for like 2 months and just give me awesome sweet ice. I don't want this crappy freaking half cloudy, half melted, hoping it rehardens. You know, sometimes you have to jump from the bank onto the safe ice because the first like 5 or 6 feet is either open water or just crappy ice. Yeah, I'm tired of that. That's how my last like 4 seasons have been. And every freaking year I say, okay, you know what, I'm just gonna head north. And that was my plan this year, but even north doesn't have great ice right now, so I'm just kind of like waiting. Unless I go clear up into Canada, I'm just kind of like waiting, and then it's looking like the forecast is going to be okay here, and they keep changing it, so I don't freaking know. All I know is I ain't driving a damn truck on the ice unless there's damn near 2 feet of ice, 2 feet of clear ice. That's when I might consider driving my truck out there. I might have to make a trip out to like North Dakota or something. I saw it's been like negative freaking 8 degrees there for the last like 2 weeks. That might be the move. So yeah, guys, I don't know. Comment below. Let me know what you think about this. Let me think. Do you guys even ice fish? How many people in the comments ice fish? And if you do ice fish, tell me where and what state. Because I'm curious to see who all ice fish. A lot of people can't believe that I ice fish West Virginia. But I've been doing it for 5 years now. Probably been ice fishing in West Virginia. At least get out. Like I've already been out one day this year. Well, it's technically still 2024, but I've been out. So hopefully 2025 ice season coming up. Hopefully I can get out, you know. I don't know. I was able to get out one day on a creek a couple weeks ago where I caught a cool little rainbow trout. I got a fish. I got a trout already. I just caught a trout. That's unreal. I just ice fished a trout. Ain't gonna be driving no dang truck out there, I'll tell you that. Always keep your ice picks on, you guys. I mean, there's ways to get out without them, but it helps. And always wear a float suit. I always wear a float suit now. Always got my ice picks, so it just helps. Just makes it easier to get out if you go in. Makes it a little bit safer. And yeah, if you're gonna be out there, be safe. Go, especially if the ice is sketchy, go with a buddy. Try not to go out with yourself. If you are gonna go by yourself, make sure you let people know where you are, where you're gonna be, and what time you plan on coming home, so people know to like look for you, hear from you, and make sure you're safe. But all right, guys, that's all I have for you. Thank you so much for watching. If you haven't already, please smash the subscribe button, hit the like button, and I'll see you next time.